welcome to this video. In this video, I'll be reacting to one of the early uploads from the YouTube channel, The Game Theorists. Their videos are amazing, and today is a special day because it's talking about... I hope that you enjoy this video as much as I do. This video came out in the year 2016, so I think it's around 5 years ago. Let's start.
And now, the Game Theorists present Poetry with MatPat. Roses are red, violets are blue. Could playing dating sims mean more dates for you? This concludes Poetry with MatPat. Hello, Internet! Welcome to Game Theory.
Hello! Let's start.
The show where when I promise you a dating sim episode, I deliver a dating sim episode.
A dating sim episode! It's just a couple of years too late.
2 years later. But really, guys, when I asked you way back in the How Real Can Video Games Get episode back in May of 2014, oh, that's embarrassing to say, I had no idea you would actually be so enthusiastic.
So, about that dating video, still waiting 2 years for that dating sim episode.
About a dating sim theory. I mean, granted, Minecraft Creepers won the vote, but there was still a really strong contingent of you that wanted some dating advice. So much so that this has seriously been my most consistently requested theory of the last year.
Dating sim Mario
Considering
Minecraft.
you discount FNAF, and
FNAF.
Undertale, and Fallout, and some mathy episodes like Zelda Rupees. Anyway!
Anyways, it's top 10. Top 10.
Regardless, now that I've been through all of those, it's finally time to get down to this one that you wanted, like, 5th most. And after making you wait all that time, I wanted to make...
I've been expecting you.
Sure that this episode was worthy enough for you guys. That's why it's a two-parter covering everything you want to know to get your Mac Daddy on. I don't...
A two-parter? Oh, just saying. Viewer discretion is advised. Because this is about dating sim and, you know, yeah.
Actually think that that's a real thing. Mac Daddy is not a verb. Anyway, get ready to get lucky, because today we're getting you a date, theorist style. Yeah. But honestly, I shouldn't be surprised by your enthusiasm for a dating sim episode. In 2014, there were 107 million single adults in the US alone. That's more than a third of the total population, and equates to like, what, 8 trillion Tinder swipes left? When you think about how staggering that statistic is, it's really easy to see why dating simulation games, or dating sims as the cool kids call them, have exploded. Let's face it, dating is really hard, and one of people's biggest fears is being rejected by someone they like. So dating sims have presented a new way for people to feel like a pro dater without being afraid of being rejected, laughed at, peeing in their pants, other things that happen to kids in high school when they talk to someone they're romantically interested in. Now, what?
Yeah, and definitely not him. Just saying.
Wasn't just me, right? Right? Moving on then. Dating sims are just what they sound like, a simulated relationship. As the player, you quote-unquote win when you get the girl to go out with you, or have sex with you, or do whatever's happening here. Oh, that should not go there. No. What is that? Also, a quick disclaimer.
Yeah, you'd want to know.
Say girl because it is almost always a girl. Hey, I just covered the games. I never said that they were particularly progressive. That being said, though, a lot of the techniques we're going to be talking about in these 2 episodes are actually ones that apply regardless of gender and sexual preference. So you do you, Internet. Go out and find the man, woman, or tentacle-toting beast that most attracts you. But all that being said, none of this is realistic, right? These games are pretty absurd. Or are they? Well, it turns out that winning at dating sims is actually a lot closer to the way you win at real-life dating than you might think. And with that segue, I give you MatPat's Theorist Guide to Dating in 6 easy steps based on dating sims.
At the end, it's like, based on dating sims.
Step 1. Keep your friends close, and the girl you're secretly stalking closer. Despite what they say, absence doesn't make the heart grow fonder. The reality of life and dating sims is that you win a lot more when you're actually near the person you want to go on a date with. In the game Love Hina, you play as a narrator who gets the girls because you literally live with them. In the game HuniePop, which honestly makes me sound dirty every time I say it, your character keeps running into the same girls over and over again because he only goes to a few different places. And this is a common trope in the genre, either focusing all your activities around one central location like a school or a hotel or a space station, or fixing your activities around 3 to 7 regular locations that you're visiting on a daily basis practically. And believe it or not, this is one of the best ways to find love in real life. Let me introduce you.
That is absolutely correct. Like, I'm used to seeing this in visual a lot of times than seeing this random dude. We are just habitual creatures, humans are.
To the psychological concept of propinquity. You know that friendship...
Propinquity. Is that a dictionary in your pocket? That's a clever word pun. And a joke. And something naughty, if you think about it.
bar or love meter that you see tracking
Propinquity.
your progress with all the different potential dates and dating sims? Well, you can think of propinquity as exactly that. Propinquity is kind of like a personal closeness score. If you run into someone once a month at Starbucks, you have a pretty low propinquity. You only have interactions every once in a while. If you have class 3 times a week with someone, you have a pretty high propinquity. You see them a lot. If you see someone at work, they
Mario is getting angry.
get drinks with them on Friday nights and then you email them on weekends, you have a really high propinquity.
You're funny and intelligent. Aww.
And chances are, you probably like them. And more importantly, they probably like you.
Oh, Peach.
Psychologically, the higher your propinquity with someone, the more likely you are to develop feelings for them, and them for you. So why does this happen? Well, there are 2 psychological effects at play here. The mere exposure effect and something called perceptual fluency.
So there's a mere exposure effect and the perceptual fluency. I bet you don't know about that, do you? The more you know.
The mere exposure effect basically says that the more familiar something is, the more you trust it. In the 1960s, psychologist Robert Zajdonk, I don't know how to pronounce that. PronounceNames.com, what do you got for me? Zając. Alright, I'm gonna take your word for it there. Names, man. Names are the worst. Polish names, what are your letters even doing?
Why before Z unless after C?
Anyway, Robert this guy demonstrated that people separated into 2 focus groups would rate members of their own group higher at the end of the day than they did at the beginning of the day, even if they performed pretty badly in focus group activities. Once you're used to something, you like it more. When you see something in a store after seeing a commercial for it on TV, you take notice and remember it because you've seen it before.
That pet will remember this as seen on TV.
This, in a nutshell, is the mere exposure effect. But just seeing someone isn't enough to make you fall in love. That part comes from a concept called perceptual fluency. Basically, that you fall in love with the people around you because it's the easiest thing to do. Yeah, when you break down the psychology of love, man, it is
Are they close? Is
super
it easy?
romantic.
Equals? Romantic. So that's the reason why we don't necessarily see a lot of international relationships as compared to localized relationship, because it's just easier. Yeah, it's just easier for us.
They just happen to be there. Now we're married. Animal instincts are weird, man. You can see this exact phenomenon in our example from Love Hina. Initially, Kotaro can only speak to 1 new girl per day, but the more he speaks to them, the more rapidly their relationship score increases. Your mere exposure and their perceptual fluency work day after day, and they view you more favorably as a result. In HuniePop, the, honey you receive from talking to the girls is related to how much you've talked to them in the past. The more familiar they are with you, the more talking to them adds to your honey pots. I feel like this whole game is just like bastardizing Winnie the Pooh's spelling of the word honey. I love Winnie the Pooh. Don't you taint it with your dirty dating sim smuttiness. I have to hug him every time I go to Disneyland.
Aww, he looks so young. Or is it because Winnie the Pooh looks so big?
Okay, confession. In short, the more exposed you are to people, the more likely you're gonna view them favorably, and vice versa. Looking for real-world proof? It's everywhere. Office romances in schools are some of the most popular places to find relationships because you're exposed to the same people constantly. According to CareerBuilder.com, 38% of people have had at least a fling with someone they work with, a way higher hit rate than just meeting someone at a bar. And Vault's 2014 survey reported that 65% of women and 70% of men consider work a good place to find a relationship.
So workplace, school, these places in which you go regularly.
If you're still in school, this applies to you too. 28% of married couples in the US went to the same college, and 15% went to the same high school. There's a reason why actors doing a movie together or theater people doing shows together engage in showmances. Because you're spending hours a day together. Your propinquity score is through the roof. Then when you add to the fact that actors have to pretend to be in love with each other, of course the human brain's gonna be tricked. But what does this mean for the gamer guy or girl trying to get a date? Well, start with the people you hang out with most and make sure that you're holding more LAN parties. Literally every time you're near the person you like, they're psychologically becoming more likely to be attracted to you, even if you're too nervous to make a move. But propinquity isn't just based on physical proximity. Emails, phone calls, Skype messages, all of that add to that familiarity effect we're talking about. Just like in the game where a daily conversation or a phone call raises your friendship score, an email or a Skype message in real life is gonna raise your propinquity. So go ahead, have some more smite rounds with that cute Neath you've been interested in for the last couple months. But then how do you hold that conversation? Step 2, save the leet speak for the MOBAs. According
I didn't know.
to the University of Wisconsin, 3% of men approach women they find attractive. 3%!
Oh my god, come on. 3% you only... Oh my gosh. Come on, be more approachable, okay? Even if the female is doing... Okay, it's quite rude. Just say, hi, how are you doing? Thank you so much. I just want to say that you look amazing and have a nice day. Just something like that. Just a simple, maybe like 5 seconds, 7 seconds of your life, just saying something like that. If they slap you, alright, move on. And just say bye-bye. That's what I think, maybe. Does it work?
Come on, guys, we need to grow a collective pair. One large pair of testicles that all of us can share and gather testosterone from. This has gotten far too graphic. I did not anticipate it getting this graphic this quickly. But honestly, this isn't a problem for just the unpopular or shy people. According to dating websites, 54% of men over 35 who are making over $100,000 a year still struggle with not knowing how to start a conversation with women. The opposite sex, it's like the great equalizer. We're all just shy, blithering fools when we're faced with them.
It's not really that hard to say, hi, how are you doing? Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
That said, can dating sims actually help you to break the ice? Surprisingly, yeah, some of them seem to have stumbled across the solution. In dating sim conversation trees, oftentimes you'll be presented with misspelled options, or ones that are purposely offensive, or ones that have you being shy and stuttering a bunch. Very rarely are these the correct options. And in real life, the same thing is true. In fact, things like misspelling make a big difference. And it's becoming even a bigger deal when a lot of dating happens online. Did you know that in 2014, dating online became the preferred way of finding someone? At this point, 60% of people globally prefer dating online to meeting someone random in person. Except, apparently in...
Wait, right now it's locked down because 2021, because of the... yeah. Wouldn't the percentage increase significantly?
France, where they still want to meet face-to-face for some reason. What? Human contact? Oh, France, you're so old-fashioned. But anyway, the shift to online dating is...
Social distancing, come on, social distancing, do your part.
Actually great news to dating simmers, because the dialogue exchanges in dating sims are great practice for what you're likely to do in real life, as long as you know that you're following a set of rules. The biggest one is to communicate using actual words. Shocking, I know. But just like in dating sims, where those misspelled conversation items are usually the wrong ones, in real life, statistically, when you communicate with someone you're trying to get a date with using shorthand, you're less likely to land that date. The results on this are actually staggering. Your likelihood of getting a reply back if you lead off with words like "your," "ya," and "can't" with no apostrophe reduce the likelihood of you getting a response by 20 to 30%.
Wow, just because of... oh my god. Thank you so much, man. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Wow. Oh. So just spending a few more efforts into having a proper sentence can increase the odds significantly. Huh. I didn't know that.
That is huge. On the other hand, using haha is okay, but you should probably avoid he because it's 10% less effective. And seriously, you just sound silly. Like, who actually says he? The only time where he is acceptable in usage is if you're like an anime schoolgirl tittering in the corner. Believe in MatPat for a more grammatically correct online dater. MatPat 2016. And while we're talking about icebreakers, you know how they tell you just go up to her and say hi? Well, yeah, forget that. This is one area where some of our dating sims fall a bit short, since in most games you start off with standard conversation openers. For instance, in HuniePop, your opening line is killer. Hi. Oh boy, my panties are on fire with an opener like that. Based on the data,
this space is intentionally left blank.
It's better not to lead off with a regular hello. Why? Because it's such a common way to greet someone, especially if you're a popular online dater.
She had fallen asleep at the keyboard. Oh my god, seriously? Come on. You can say like because I'm from Singapore, I can always say hello from Singapore. Hello from Singapore, something like that. But it doesn't really work well if the other person is also from Singapore, right?
Later, getting dozens of messages, your brain is mentally tuning that out. It becomes white noise. Interestingly enough, the same thing happens on YouTube when creators ask people to subscribe at the end of every video. I see it in the data all the time. If you're a regular YouTube watcher, it's likely that you can't really remember whether someone asked you to subscribe at the end of specific videos or not, because you're so used to hearing it that you just tune it out. And the same thing happens in online dating, where people filter out these common words and they actually result in lower response rates. 5 to 10% lower, in fact. So what do? You mix it up. Using words like hola or even howdy actually increase your chances of getting a response. The phrase, how's it going, is the king of opening liners here, increasing your chances of response by a whopping 20%.
Oh, let me try. So, how's it going?
Alright, congratulations, you made first contact with a schoolgirl / anime character / pigeon of your dreams. Pigeon! A pigeon dating sim. But you still...
A pigeon? Seriously? Seriously? A pigeon dating stream? Dating game? Seriously? I mean, what? Seriously? Okay. The more you know.
To figure out if they're the right one for you. We still have a long way to go and a whole lot more to talk about when it comes to things like actually landing a date, then figuring out how to round the old bases, and even stay in a relationship for the long haul. Because yeah, that's the thing. It's not just about the wham bam thank you ma'am. I told you that I wanted to do...
Don't do that, man. Seriously, don't do that. Don't do the wham bam thank you, man. Don't do that. It's just not the right thing to do. That's what I think. If you want to have a proper relationship, don't do that. It's not good.
This topic justice, and I'm gonna do it. So make sure you come back for the next episode, or subscribe to have it show up in your subscription feed. I'm asking you to subscribe, so chances are you're tuning that out. Let me rephrase that. Caress that subscribe button. Make sweet, sweet love to it in the pale light of the moon. Give it a gentle kiss on that screen right there, and then treat it to a nice dinner and smoke when you've had your way with it. Don't run away from that subscribe button in the morning. Don't be ashamed. Don't be afraid to hold its hand. It'll thank you for it. And you'll thank yourself, because by doing all those weird, crazy, kinky things with that subscribe button, you're ensuring that next week's episode, continuing how to get a date through dating sims, is gonna show up in your subscription feed. And don't worry, I won't be teasing you along for 2 years. I'll be back next week with more dating advice.
Next week, same Matt time, same Matt channel.
So line up your Tinder prospects. And in the meantime, remember, that's just a theory.
Reason to date me. No one will try to steal me from you. Wow, who would have thought? Reason to date me. No one will try to steal me from you.
A game theory. Until you get a date and then it becomes a game fact. Go out there and get your Mac Daddy on.
If you do like this video, oh my gosh, how do you switch out of it? Okay, subscribe! Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. If you do like this video, please consider to like and share and subscribe. Wait, one more time. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you do like this video, please consider to like and share and subscribe to my channel. Yeah, the video that I just reacted to came from the YouTube channel The Game Terrorist. I hope that you will show support and appreciation to their videos. It's extremely educational and funny sometimes. It's not sometimes, most of the times. But yeah, I hope that you have a great time, and I'll see you next time. Next time, there's part 2 for this dating sim. I'm pretty sure you want to take a look at it. Yeah, you will definitely want to watch the part 2. It's funny and it's adorable. It's just, yeah, just all in all, if you're watching part 1, you're going to watch part 2, especially if it's dating, right? 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 But hey, okay, thank you so much. See you next. Hope that I see you next time in my videos. And yeah, that's the outro. But hey, that's just a theory, a game theory. Thanks for watching. Unless it turned to the fact lah, then good job. Well, good luck to all of you. I hope that all of you have a wonderful relationship, down the road. Yeah. Yeah, my best wishes to you, all of you. Man, I can say that. I don't even have a girlfriend in Singapore.